Welcome, everyone. It's Thursday. Oh, yes, it is. Hallelujah. It is Thursday. A little bit cloudy, but we'll see. Yes, indeed. I don't know the temperature because I haven't checked yet, but it is a lovely day nonetheless. Mind you, it's still pitch black outside, but neither here nor there. We won't get sunrise until 8:30, but such is the life of winter. But listen. Today we're talking about why we like what we like. We like what we like because of who we are. See, it's funny when we think that we're making decisions, right? Oh, humanity, we are awesome. We think we're making decisions, but we are making our decisions based upon who we say we are. Well, how do you know who you said you are? Well, look at the mood. Look at your mood. That is the determining factor as to why you make the decisions the way that you do. I know it's a lot to take in. What do you mean I make decisions based upon who I am? What, you don't make decisions based on who I am. You make decisions based upon you. You like what you like because of who you are. But how did you become that? We learned. All through our lives, we learn. Whether firsthand or vicariously, we learn. We learn. And what we learn influences what we choose. So here comes that proverbial paradoxical question. Is there free will? Of course there is. You choose. And that is where it ends. You make your choice, and the choice that you have made can only unfold according to the choice you've made. It's as simple as that. So, Angela, you're trying to tell me that my life is the way it is because I say who I am? Yes. Your life is the way it is because of who you say you are. Look at the way you walk into a space. Look at the way you go to work. Look at the way you work. You see, I keep telling you that I learned a very important lesson from a very wise man. A very, very wise man said to me, it is never going to be the job. The job cannot do itself. So if you go to work and you think you're slacking off because you don't like your boss, who are you cheating? Not your boss. You. I'm being for real with you today when I tell you this. Wherever you go, you take you with you. So who's that? That is who determines the choices you will make. This is why I always choose reception or customer service. Because of my personality, because of who I say I am. You don't catch me in accounting. Oh, hell no. That is not my forte. And because I know me. Numbers are beautiful. Yes, they paint a great picture, but they speak a foreign language to me. Right? So you're not going to catch me in that. I can do it. But you're not going to catch me there because that's not where the passion is. That's not where I say I am. So we choose based upon who we say we are. So who are you? Who are you? Who? I really want to, right? Who are you? Well, I don't really know. Now is the best time to discover yourself. Oh, but I've had so many problems in life. Problems have the seed of the solution right in them. Oh, yes. They have the seed of the solution right inside of them, which tells you you're not bound by your problems, neither are you defined by your problems. They're just problems with solutions. But the more quiet one becomes, the brighter the solution is. Remember the little boy or little girl who's jumping in the puddle with their galoshes? Whee! But mommy, I can't see my face. And she gently says, well, why don't you stand still? So the child stops jumping in the water. What happens? All the sediment, well, the dirt falls to the floor, to the ground, becoming sediment. And what's left? Clear water, where you can do now what? See yourself. So all of the problems we think we have, all of the quote unquote shortcomings that we think we have, if we would but take a moment of just quiet, of just stillness. I don't know how to be still, Angela. You still when you're sleeping? Hmm? Of course you are. You know exactly how to be still. You sat at the kitchen window. You sat at the bedroom window. You sat at any window and you just looked out there. That is stillness. But you see, remember, as within, so without. The stillness must be within first. You have to be still in order to do still, right? When you are angry, when you are happy, you can do the things that mirror your anger or your happiness. So you see, you have to be first and then you can do. We try and force this thing the other way around. We want to do. Yeah, but who's doing? Hmm. That's why you must be first. Yet you've got to be first. So who are you? You know, it's funny we ask that question and we start to list all of the things we think that are wrong with us. I didn't ask. The question was not what's wrong with you. The question is, who are you? And you get to answer the question by saying, I am, and then dot, dot, dot. And there's no reason to be afraid of who you say you are because it is you. I trust that you have been practicing the mirror exercise, though, because we're almost done the week. You should have noticed a difference. If you had practiced, you will have been noticing a difference this whole time. The mirror exercise, for those of you who have never been here before, sure, you stand and you gaze upon your reflection, not the reflection, though, your eyes. Look into them. I didn't ask you to recognize their color or their shape. I just asked you to look into them. Something begins to happen to you as you look into them. At first, it feels kind of funny, kind of awkward, kind of weird, but you'll get past that. Once you get past that part, you will begin to see yourself. And you see yourself without judgment because it's not about eye color, eye shape, what I look like, should I put clothes on? It's not about that. It's simply the act of gazing into one's own eyes. The longer you do it, the more often you do it, you will see a change. I cannot tell you what that change is because I am not you. But when you notice the change, when you go from being uncomfortable to being fascinated, you'll know you've changed. This is exactly what happens. Just in that one little space, that is what I can say that happens. But other than that, I can't tell you because I don't know, not from your perspective. And the reason why that little exercise is important is because it teaches a lesson to accept one's self, period. Not judge one's self. Oh, but this person has more, this person is better, that person. It is simply, who do you see there? And that person that you see there should be worth so much to you that you can get up and you can be. Get up and you be. A baker is not sewing, is he? Nope. He's baking. He is a baker. He's being a baker, so he has to do baking. If you are a tailor, because that is what you are, well, then you will do tailoring. Same for the seamstress. If you're a teacher, you'll be doing. So that little exercise shows you your being. And then you will begin to understand what you are doing. And then when you want to make a change because you don't like what you are doing, you will recognize that you now have to become something else so that you can start doing something else. It always starts that way. As within, so without. As above, so below. We do what we are. So this is why we choose. This is why we like or don't like a certain thing because of who we are. That's it. There's no magic to it. We choose what we choose because we've always chosen it. I know, right? It's trippy, but that's what it is. So today, if you want to make a change in your life, remember from the lecture last night, from the bedtime story last night, you can either be imaginative or you can be a man of your senses or a woman of your senses, which means you will judge according to what you can see, hear, taste, smell, touch. You could be that kind of person, or you can be the imaginative person who knows that the senses only become aware of what you tell them. As within, so without. Senses only mirror what you say you are. So if you think this person doesn't like you, they will, to you, behave in a fashion that proves to you they don't like you. But if you say, on the other hand, well, they do appreciate me. The imaginative man or woman knows that it is what they are that will determine their experience. But you see, sometimes we want to argue. You don't like me, blah, blah, blah. What? Remember that other lecture way back then that says if somebody doesn't treat you the way, don't come for me this morning. If somebody doesn't treat you the way you want them to treat you, it's not them. It is your perception, yours. So at any point in our lives, we always come back to the one thing that it is us who has to change our perspective about something. I'm going to say something that may make you clutch your pearls and may make you never want to speak to me again, but that's okay. I'm going to say it. I can't take it back. You see, because sometimes we get so caught up in the hatred going on in the world that we don't see how we've become it. Hmm? You think you can contemplate and think about hateful things and not become? Man becomes what he contemplates. So when we walk through the day and you think, well, this person is this way, this person is hateful, this person is racist, this person is that. Oh, the moment you spend more time there than you spend somewhere else, you end up becoming that thing, and you end up becoming it so subtly that you don't see it. You don't see it. It is that way for everything. It is that way for love. It is that way for happiness. It's that way for all of our experiences. The thing that you contemplate, the most you become. I'm going to say it slowly. The thing you contemplate the most. Contemplate, Angela, what's that? Think about. The thing you've always got turning in your mind all the time, habitually. You do it so much that you must do it all the time. A habit. And then we wonder, but I can't change. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm telling you something. Molly, Molly will do anything for that treat. She will run outside and pretend to pee. Or sometimes she'll just go outside and stand at the door and look at you. She's like, I'm outside. What more do you want me to do? Give me my treat. And at the end of the day, I'm realizing she's training me. So you see, we all do it because we learn how to do it. So today, what are we going to learn how to be instead? But I just don't have the desire to do anything. Start with something small. As Confucius says, do things when they're easy. When they are easy. In other words, small. If you have one plate in the sink, wash it and put it away. You got three, wash them and put them away. Because if you let them sit there, it will overwhelm you if you have 40 pieces. And you'll say, just burn the whole thing down. That's what you'll say. Oh, wait, that might be too soon. Sorry. You hear what I'm saying to you? So if you think that you have this thing that you want to change about yourself, well, then what would you like to become instead? Sit down and think about that thing. What do you want to become instead? And the thing that you want to become has an outward expression. Confidence, on the other hand, we cannot see confidence in the person's mind. We don't, because I can't see inside your mind, but I can know based upon what you do. I will know who you are based upon what you do. Well, isn't there a saying that's like, when somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them? Mm. But remember, you're seeing who they are based upon who you are. And that's why we don't judge. This is why we see the way God sees. Oh, Angela, don't be talking about God in here. It's too early. God looks at the heart, which means when I look at you and I see what you do, I understand why you do it. And then I say, I understand. That's called looking at the heart. To comprehend why a person behaves the way they do. But to have comprehension, you must comprehend why you do what you do. So to be the imaginative person, remember, imagination is not something that is far-fetched. It's not woo-woo. It is called an idea. The place that births ideas is the imagination. So when you go, oh my God, the light bulb went off, or aha, or eureka, Oprah, an aha moment. Where do you think the aha moment emerged from? The imagination, from within. And that is where we all emerge from, within the imagination. Oh, but isn't that something that children do? So, what do you think you were at one point? Always an adult? No. You too were a child at one point. And somewhere along the line, we were like rugs on the line. Rugs on the clothesline, and somebody was just beating that rug, and all of the imagination was gone. No, it's not gone. It is still there. And all we get to do is to cultivate it once more. We get to cultivate the imagination. Yes, that's what we do. Children can sit and play there with imaginary people for hours. Let a grown man do that, and we lock him up with a hug myself jacket. Why is there such a deterrent for us to be imaginative? Have you ever stopped and thought about that? Why is there such this push, this drive for us to only live by way of our senses, when there's something far greater beyond the senses? Why do you think that is? Because that is where the power is. If you can see beyond your senses, which means if you can imagine something beautiful, listen, don't get it twisted. Imagination is no respecter of persons. We can use it for good, we can use it for bad, or hey, we can be indifferent about it. How will you use yours? That depends on who you say you are. If you're mean and spiteful, well, then that's exactly how you will use your imagination to cause harm for someone else. Because why? Somebody hurt you. So you see, that depends on who you say you are. But if you seek to comprehend why things happen, you won't get lost in the emotional sauce. You will remember that, wait a minute, my emotions only can do what I tell them. So now who's Lord and Master and who's servant? But sometimes we run around and we serve the emotions. How you know? Oh my God, you're all in your feelings. Yeah, you're serving your emotions. Then they simply tell you who you are. They're telling you who you say you are, your emotions, day in and day out. So this is why that moment of just ease and relaxation, you know, that we started doing on Monday nights. Ow. Practicing and cultivating the art of becoming a peaceful person. Peaceful does not mean I can't whoop your ass. Okay? That's not what peaceful means. Ecclesiastes would tell us there's a time for everything under the sun. Okay? There's a time to plant and there's a time to harvest. But you have to have discernment to figure out which one is which. So don't think that because you walk around and you're peaceful, that you're weak. You see, because if you're peaceful, you are healthy in your body. You don't have to believe me. But you keep having those tumultuous thoughts. You keep having those thoughts that swirl around in your head that keep you tense and agitated, and then tell me that your body will not show you where the tension is. Your back is tight, your shoulders are tight, got bricks up there where your shoulder should be. Your masseuse is looking at you like, my hands hurt just looking at you. But where's the tension? In your mind. But as within the mind, so without, in your body and in the world. So practice cultivating peacefulness. How do you cultivate peacefulness? Yes, a little bit. I hear you, baby. How does one cultivate peacefulness? By simply taking a moment and breathing in through the nose and exhale through the nose over and over and over. And you will begin to feel the peace. Because the only thing the brain is focused on is that inhale and the exhale. Man, I can't sit still. That's stupid. But it's just like the mirror exercise. The longer you do it, the easier it becomes. And when you feel the peacefulness on the inside, you see, the peacefulness arises because you give it a place to arise from. Peacefulness is an effect, not a cause. Peacefulness is an effect. So what is the cause? Your mental attitude, your mental mood. Well, he's on it this morning. He's ready for the world. He is ready for the world, that one. So today, as we go out into the world, as we go out into the world today, take your time to cultivate inner peace. Remember from Kung Fu Panda? And he says, inner peace, inner peace, inner peace, inner peace, inner peace. That's what we try and do. But it is the acceptance, the cause, the acceptance of the way the principles work. To know that you don't have to fight, you don't have to struggle, you don't got to go uphill like a dung beetle pushing it. You experience in imagination what you would be doing in reality if you were the man or the woman you said you wanted to become. And then the peacefulness emerges from there. But you won't know until you practice. What are you going to practice? You take a moment. If you're driving, focus on the road, y'all. But you just take a moment and you sit where you are, you recline where you are, you walk. Doesn't matter. Listen, if you got prayer beads, get them out. Do you know why prayer beads are effective? They keep the mind focused on one thing, like a laser. But in that laser focus, you are now open to receive. How so? Because the mind is not running hither and yon. The mind is not like a squirrel. The mind is not like ants at a picnic. No, it is singularly focused. And when it is singularly focused, peacefulness emerges. So the beads that you move and you count, you just keep the mind focused on that activity so that peacefulness emerges from it. And we think prayer beads do something else. But you know what? Neither here nor there. This is why comprehension is important. But I love you. I genuinely do. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. So remember this beautiful day. What you are, not who you heard you should be. Not who you heard you should be. Not who somebody's opinion of you is. And sometimes it's hard to shake those, you know. Sometimes it's hard to shake the opinions of other people. But you see, this is why you've got to make a decision. You will either be the man or the woman of imagination, or you will be the man or the woman of your senses. And let me tell you something, Linda. When you are a man or woman of the senses, you are then upon life's billows, you are tempted, tossed. Then you are discouraged, thinking all is lost, right? Why I say that? Because when you're out there in the ocean of life and the tempest is raging, you know, like those big waves that come up in the middle of the ocean? Yeah, if you're a man of the senses, save me is what you'll be saying. But if you are the man of imagination, you will stand on that boat and you will say, be still. And those waters will still themselves. Why is that? Because you are still within. What does the story of Bible in the Bible tell us when Jesus was on the boat with the disciples and the ship started to list here and list there and they're like, oh my God, Master, save us, we gonna sink. What was Jesus doing? Peacefully sleeping in the corner. But you see, we think that story has to do with a boat and people on a boat. No, it is telling you you must have peace within because you are peace itself. But we're looking for peace, right? But I digress. So he's sleeping in the corner because that's one of the most peaceful things we can do is to sleep. It's one of the most peaceful things we can do is to sleep. And so because he was sleeping in the corner, he was at peace. He had peace within. So that when he got up and he said, peace, be still, Well, that was the principle of correspondence at work. As he was, he commanded the outside to be. As within, so without. But because they were restless, the water had to mirror what they were, restless. How you going to have restlessness on the inside and get peace on the outside? You can only do what you be. Angela, that's not grammatically correct. Oh, yes, it is. So let me say it another way. To have peace, you must be it. And that is what that story is telling us. It's not telling me I should believe or should not believe in Jesus. It is telling me that if I want to command life, then I have to be the commanding force. How can I be the servant and command? Servants don't command, they take commands. So I must be commanding in order to command. Look, anyhow, I'm getting a little worked up. So let me take a moment. Let me just take a moment. Let us welcome everyone who's here this morning, shall we? Shea Butter. Hello, darling. You're so sweet. Haven't seen you. I haven't talked to you in a while is what I meant to say, but I see you. Right here on YouTube. And then we got Facebook, and then we got TikTok in the house. And again, for those on TikTok, if you're listening, I can't see you because I'm not streaming from TikTok. I'm streaming to. So I can't see you. Okay? Anywho, it's symmetric. Hey, girl. I see you on Twitter. Fan base, who's kicking it with us today? Amen. Ray Ray, Burnt Skillet, Oracle Treehouse, KZ, and always the lovely Miss McQueen. Hey, hey. Listen, thank you all for being here on this beautiful morning. This beautiful, beautiful morning. And like I said, the moon is shining in the kitchen window, and she's got the halo. She's got the halo. I can't see no stars in the sky because it's cloudy. Can't see any stars, but I know that they're there. Go forth today and ask yourself, who am I? You remember that Bible story? The disciples are like, oh, look, Jesus, you know, people are talking about you. He says, oh, what are they saying? What do they say about me? And he said, Peter said, well, some people think you're John the Baptist come back. Some people think you're the prophet Elijah, which reminds me, I talked to a man named Elijah yesterday. Shocked me. I said, Elijah. I started to sing, Elijah rock, shout, shout. Elijah rock, coming up, Lord. I sang that in my head when he said his name. Anywho, they said, you might be the prophet Elijah come back too. And then Jesus said, well, that's nice, but who do you say I am? You see that question right there? That question doesn't have anything to do with men standing around hot and sweaty in the sun talking about who am I, right? Scotch bonnet, look, I don't know what just went through your head, but I know who am I? The girls, them sugar. He asked the question. That is the question. Who am I? Who am I? Oh, that is a most intriguing question. That is the question. Who am I? You spend some time in contemplation of that, like you do in the mirror. If you do that little exercise in the mirror, you'll know who you are in no time at all. And then you will understand why you act the way you do. You will understand why you speak the way you do. And you will understand why you think the way you do. Hello, Jose. Jose Piazza. I like your name. But when you do that, when you take that subtle moment, yes, to just gaze into your own eyes, you will learn who you are. And you don't even have to talk. Don't put on your mascara. Don't comb your beard. This is not what that time is for. You just get in the mirror and look in your eyes. Look into my eyes, and you will see what you mean to me. Listen, there's always a song everywhere, but look, don't let me stay here and act a fool. Let me get the chime, because look, you get chicken and chime this morning. Ow. So when you hear the chime, okay, cool. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how I say that name. Kai, is it? Is it Kai? Either way, welcome to the space, dearest. But when you hear the chime this morning, and chicken, oh, look, now he's gonna stop singing. Oh, shameless, make his mother look bad. When you hear the chime, if you're driving, this doesn't apply to you because you're driving. But if you're not, just take a moment to listen to the chime and breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. You breathe out through the mouth if you've been exercising. But when you're at rest, it is in through the nose, out through the nose. Oh, do it, Angela. Chime and chicken. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for being here on this lovely Thursday morning. And tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to fall asleep with us, you can do so right here on Twitter, Fanbase, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Oh, yes, you can. Right here, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are on chapter 3. Oh, I don't remember what that chapter is, but we're going to read it. But remember this one thing, as within, so without. It is better to be the imaginative man than to be a man of the senses. The difference between those two is simply understanding. Oh, well, before I log off, I gotta read this one to you. Jose Piazza, you made my day. Listen to this, he says. He said, I quit watching TV looking for interesting videos online. After thousands of videos, your words made more impact. Well, Jose, you made your girl speechless today. Thank you for that, dearest. And this is an example, my beautiful friends, of why we should never grow weary in doing good. Ever. Because we never know. We don't know because we don't. Just like when you plant a tree in the yard, you do not know how many lives are sustained by that tree. Oh, we see the birds as they eat the apples, but we don't know what else is sustained by it. So, which is telling us never take for granted who we are and what we do. Ah, Jose. De nada. Thank you for that. Good morning, Cyber. I see you. Wow. Well, dang. Thank you for that encouragement, Jose. It is truly appreciated. Thank you. Well, I couldn't have ended on a better note. Ah. I love you, and I will see you tonight if you want to fall asleep with us. And remember, give this a moment. Really? You've never commented on anyone else's videos? Ever? Well, Jose, you on a roll, baby. Third time's a charm. Wow. I am honored. Truly honored. Truly, I am. By your presence today. Thank you for that. Wow. I felt like Joey. Whoa. That's what it feels like right now. I'm like totally speechless. Yeah, you wouldn't know it, but I actually am speechless. This is how I get when I'm I don't know. I just wow. But anyway, thank you. Shea butter. Ow. So thank you for that so very much. And listen, as always, my DMs are always open. You in my link tree, there's a little envelope that says email me. Feel free to slide into your girl's DMs and let me know what's going on and if you want to share anything but always know this. What happens in my DMs stays in my DMs. That's your business and my business. I don't share that information. So just so we know. But anywho, I gotta go make my tea so I can leave for work. But I will see you tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. And we will read chapter 3 of Neville Goddard's The Law and the Promise so that we can fall asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. Much love to each and every one of you. Much love, y'alls.